What's going on, guys? Blackcoats here and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War video. Now we have a ton of information coming out regarding Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Some of them is really bad information, and I know it's going to make you guys really disappointed after you hear this, and some of them are really happy as well. You guys are going to be feeling a little bit of tickles in your system, so get ready for all the information. Now we have some really crazy stuff that you guys are not ready to hear about the new Call of Duty 2020. Now the first information is coming from Comic Book Gaming, where they basically say that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War has a massive download size, and I went on and further read, and it basically says the standard edition of Xbox One is set to take up to approximately 100 gigabytes according to the listing, and it's likely that it'll only get bigger from there, which means that Call of Duty basically updates a lot for the game. And if you guys have been playing Modern Warfare or if you guys are playing Warzone, you'd basically know how big of a file size those two games are. And every time Activision drops a new update for these games, it's probably around like 30 to 40 gigs at least. So the game size is almost about 200 gigabytes right now for Warzone, and if you compare Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone together, it's probably around 300 gigabytes in total. And if you look at what happens over time, you'll be getting a ton of updates which will increase the size of the game itself. Now here in the article it says that Microsoft's listing of the game have dutifully shown the file size in the past, and Black Ops Cold War is the same way with its different listing. Now the Ultimate Edition is a fraction larger, while the game itself comes at its approximate 100 gigabytes of size, which means the Ultimate Edition of the game is going to be much larger in size compared to the Standard Edition, because the Ultimate is going to be getting a ton of stuff like add-on DLC content, add-on additional map packs and weapon packs and all that kind of stuff. So there's the size of the game is going to be a little bit slightly larger than what we already saw with the Standard Edition, but it is pretty much confirmed that it's going to be more than 100 gigabytes. And you're also going to be getting more updates which will connect Black Ops Cold War to Warzone, which means that both the games are going to be collaborating together in order to create something different, like what Fortnite basically does with every season. They kind of like change up dynamic stuff in the game, and I think that's what Activision is trying to do, so that's a really good thing. But by the way, you will have to download a ton of gigabytes into your PlayStation or your Xbox, so make sure you guys have your space freed up before we start to play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now moving on to the next one here, we have another good news, so don't worry yet, because we are not jumping straight up to the bad news, because I just wanted to cover all the good news first and then move on slowly towards the bad news, because there is a ton of bad news, dude. You guys are not ready for this. Now the good news here is that Activision is giving out 10,000 beta keys for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War up for grabs. Here's how you can get them. Now let's say you guys want to win the beta codes for Black Ops Cold War, then all you have to do is come down to this website here. I'll leave the link down below in the description if you guys want to come down and try to win this one. So all you have to do is come down here, make sure that you guys sign in with your Activision account, and also link your Blizzard account or PlayStation or Xbox account, whichever you guys want to get the codes on. And you just have to wait till 30th, which is tomorrow, and there's going to be some kind of a Call of Duty Championship League tournament which happens, and you just have to watch the stream and you will be getting a free beta code for Black Ops Cold War. So you will actually have the early access to the beta, so that's a really good stuff which you can get for absolutely free. So you don't really have to pre-order the game. You can first test the game out by just getting a free code by simply watching the stream right here. So that's a really win-win situation, so make sure you guys go ahead and try that out. I'll leave the link down below in the description. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your seatbelts on, because we're going to be moving on to some unknown territories here, which is of course the bad news of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now this article is coming from GameSpot, where they basically said Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War camping has gender neutral pronounces and character creation, which means you can now customize the background of your silent protagonist of Black Ops Cold War camping, which means you're not going to be having an actual character who's going to be meaningful in the storyline. So it's just going to be some character that you're going to be creating in the game, or also something very similar to RPG games, and that's something I'm really pissed about. Now let's just go ahead and take a look at what this article has to say here. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War has finally officially been announced. The game returns to the political thriller angle of single-player camping that Black Ops is known for, and it includes several of the characters from past Black Ops games, including Mason, Hudson, Woods, who we already love, and that is something I'm super excited to see. And however, it also makes some notable changes and additions to the game, which will be including the ability to create your own character who can now be redefined and using gender neutral pronouns, which means that the game will not have an actual meaningful character and meaningful protagonist like Woods, Mason, Reznov, Hudson, what we had in Black Ops Part 1, where we actually had characters that like really meant to the story, like they were meant to be there, man. Like that's what the character really means when it comes to a storyline and like a narrative. So the reason why I was really stuck to those characters, I really loved these characters from Black Ops Part 1, was because these characters had their own story, man. They had their own backgrounds, their own story, which kind of puts in a view which feels like they belong to that particular storyline, right? But when it comes to like your own character creation thing, now don't get me wrong, this could be a really good feature if they add something like this on the multiplayer aspect of the game, or maybe like if this game was an RPG title. Now let's say this game was something like a RPG open world or RPG first person shooter like Cyberpunk, where you would get to create your own characters and you have like these different life paths that you can choose, and the story like kind of converts into those life paths that you choose. Now that is because Cyberpunk is an RPG game. Now when it comes to Call of Duty, and it's a continuation of the Black Ops 1, which is an actual story that they started off with actual characters, and then a direct sequel to that game is coming out with absolutely no protagonist. Like you're not going to be having a proper protagonist for this game. It's going to be a completely character created protagonist where you can be a male, you can be female, or you can even be whatever you want. You know, it's completely up to you. Now you can also choose your own name, which means the character is not going to be having a name itself in the game. Now let's say for example you play Call of Duty Modern Warfare and you have Captain Price, you have Soap, and these characters are iconic, and the reason why they're iconic is because they are a character of their own particular characteristics and sets. And what if Activision decided to remove Captain Price from the game and add in some kind of a character created model instead of Captain Price? Would the story be the same? Like would the characteristics of that character or how players actually love Captain Price be the same? It's obviously not going to be the same, because it's just some kind of a model who has no name, who has no classified information. It's basically no background at all. It's something that players created on their own, and it feels like the character doesn't really exist in the game at all. Now, if you go down and read the further information that GameSpot have given here, they basically say that before you start the Cold War's campaign, you need to make a character creation, and you will have several customization options. And as we saw from the character creation during our preview, you can choose your name, you can choose your skin tone, gender, place of birth, military background, and psychological profile. But you can also have the choice to leave any of those things as completely classified, which means your character is not going to have any kind of background stories. It doesn't really matter if your character is named as a Mason or if it's named as Woods or whatever you kind of name it. Your character is not going to be recognized as those names in the game, so it's pretty much useless. You're kind of naming the character, and there's not going to be any use or any kind of meaning to those characters in the game. So that's pretty much it. Now here, if you read further on, it says with gender options you have male, female, and classified. Now that's really funny, dude, because who cares, dude? Who really cares? And who asked for a goddamn character creation model in the game in the first place? I don't really get it. Nobody asked for it. We wanted a proper story, a proper continuation, a sequel to what we already saw with Call of Duty Black Ops Part 1. Now here it also says the game will treat the classified option as gender neutral and will also refer to using they or them pronouns, which includes voice dialogues from other characters. Now this is real fucked up shit right here, because listen, the game is not going to be considering you as a dude. You're a dude or you're a female, whatever, okay? The game's not going to recognize that. So let's say, for example, you play a mission with some of the iconic characters like Hudson, Woods, or Mason, and these guys are going to be recognizing you as they or them or that thing, you know, like you're some kind of a thing. Like you're not a human being. You're not a character that's like belongs to the game. So that's how the game is going to be recognizing you. And the creative director of this game, he basically said, when asked about the classified gender option further during a roundtable discussion, creative director Dan Wondrak explained the decision-making process for the character creation. He cited his gaming experience in the 80s where character identities lived in his head. But that idea clashed with Call of Duty history of predefined characters. We didn't want to exclude anybody. Now listen, dude, first of all, nobody asked you to like include anybody into the game, right? Nobody asked for that option. Now this is something you created on your own, something that he has an agenda with. Now this could mean explain only one thing. You're not going to be having a really good character immersed storyline as what we saw with Call of Duty Black Ops. So don't really expect something like that, because this is a Call of Duty game. It's not an RPG game, and the moment they added something like create your own character, it's going to be nothing different from what we already saw with Black Ops 3 or 4 camping, because those games camping really sucked, and it had nothing to do with the Black Ops series, and they ruined the entire series. Like, Black Ops was my most favorite game. Black Ops 2 is pretty good, not gonna lie. It kind of had the continued storyline of Black Ops 1, and you kind of had Mason's son that you play as, which is really cool, by the way. So you played as David Mason instead of Alex Mason from Black Ops 1, who is David was Alex's son, and you kind of knew that you're playing as David Mason, so you kind of had that characteristics. You kind of felt like you're playing as David Mason, but now you're gonna be playing as a nobody, dude. You're just gonna be some skin that runs around with these iconic characters with absolutely nothing to do with the story. So that's how Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War has finally turned into. So if you guys have any kind of high expectations for this story mode, just know this. I know that a lot of you guys don't really care about this, or you don't really bother about this. Now, this is my personal opinion. You can either take it or leave it. It's up to you guys. And Black Ops is one of my most favorite Call of Duties from my childhood, and I was waiting for this game for so long, man. I was waiting for a proper sequel, and now it is absolutely destroyed with general neutral pronouns and character creation being added to the game. I don't really get it. Now, this is the same mistake that Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed games, where they completely removed the iconic character, the iconic assassin, the main protagonist from the game. Like, they kind of added in these options where you get to choose your characters or customize your characters and all that kind of bullshit, dude. That is exactly what ruined the storyline of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and they're doing the same with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I am really disappointed with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War so far. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this decision that Activision has made with the new Call of Duty game? Are you guys okay with this, or do you think that this is going to be ruining the camping session of the game? Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. But that being said, if you guys really enjoyed this video, then please make sure to go ahead and smack that like. And if you guys want to see more videos on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Black Ops Cold War, as well as Cyberpunk 2077, because these games are something that I'm going to be focusing on my channel. So if you guys are interested, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn the little bell notification icon on so you don't miss out on my daily videos every single day. With that being said, hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Till then, take care, fams, and goodbye.